10 Best Picks presents the top 10 best gaming keyboards. Starting at number 10. Corsair K58. In most keyboard reviews, the intro gives you the spiel on how important it is to have a gaming keyboard in order to play PC games. Such keyboards emphasize the X number of milliseconds their fancy switches will save you on reaction times. If you're one of the many people who have switched from rubber dome to mechanical switches, you'll notice an obvious difference in typing quality that often translates into improved comfort and accuracy. However, unless you're a top-level professional gamer, chances are you won't notice much of a difference in your reaction time or any of the other attributes that gaming keyboard manufacturers promise their products will improve. The only real advantage offered by gaming keyboards is anti-ghosting. The keyboard is matte black, with the Corsair logo centered above the function keys and the fixed, non-braided USB cable centered behind the logo. To the right of the logo, you'll find a brightness adjustment button and Windows lock key, as well as indicator LEDs for num, caps, and scroll lock. Keep going to reach the volume control buttons, which are backlit, as are the media control buttons directly under them. Keycaps are concave, with the symbols on each key etched so they allow the backlighting to shine through. The K68 is impressively tough. Both the red and RGB models were built with resistance in mind, earning an IP32 certification. This means that the K68 should be protected against damage from water sprayed up to 15 degrees from vertical. Essentially, it's spill-proof, but not waterproof, a useful feature for gamers who enjoy their energy drinks during gameplay. According to Corsair's documentation, the K68 has 2 lines of defense against spills. A sheet of rubber silicone protects the inner areas of the keyboard, and the keyboard's innards feature channels that redirect your beverage from important components to drainage holes in the bottom of the keyboard. If all of the above sounds like a referendum on Q, rather than the K68 RGB hardware, please understand that, in our minds, the two are inextricably linked. If you just want to talk about the hardware, yeah, the K68 is a fair unit. The MX Red keys are smooth and comfortable. Build quality is Corsair's usual, meaning superb. Now, for $90, would we expect the K68 to feature more interesting features than backlighting, media keys, and a rather unimpressive wrist rest? Not necessarily. For a no-name brand trying to gain a foothold in the gaming keyboard market, we'd expect to see $60 to $80 for mechanical switches with these specs and Spartan features. For a premium name and build like Corsair, especially with the IP32 resilience thrown in, $90 seems fair. At number 9. SteelSeries Apex 3. The SteelSeries Apex 3 gaming keyboard, boasting an MSRP of $49.99, is one of the line's flagship products, and we found ourselves pleasantly surprised by the robust feature set and ergonomic comfort of this budget peripheral. The term budget comes with some unfortunate connotations in the world of PC gaming peripherals. Exclamations of cheaply made or lacking in features and comfort often characterize consumer perception around such branding. SteelSeries is out to change this sentiment with its new suite of budget gaming devices, however, which the Apex 3 is part of. The SteelSeries Apex 3 is a full-size keyboard, sporting a Tenki number pad, a dedicated media button and knob, and it's even fairly lightweight, especially when compared to some of the more high-end mechanical boards. It does sit up a bit higher than we'd like, but the bottom of the board comes equipped with some surprisingly sturdy hinged feet. Deploying these lends a nice slope to the unit, but even then the keys can feel just a bit too tall. A lot of the marketing surrounding the SteelSeries Apex 3 touts the unit's durability features, and we're glad to report that the board mostly lives up to the claims. The water resistance in particular was a priority for SteelSeries here, and while it's hard to judge long-term endurance, light sprays of water had no observable adverse effects. SteelSeries has managed to fit a full suite of features into the budget-friendly Apex 3 keyboard, and the result is an impressively robust peripheral. There are a few drawbacks along the way, but there's enough here to easily satisfy all but the most discerning gamers. The luxury peripheral market is awash in exorbitantly priced devices, but the Apex 3 proves that you don't need to break the bank for a keyboard that looks and performs fantastically. Number 8 of my list. Razer Black Widow. The Razer Black Widow is a familiar name to PC gamers everywhere. It's one of those keyboards that everyone knows of, even if they haven't actually used one. The newest member of the family is simply called Black Widow and is a more affordable alternative to the Black Widow Elite. Besides having a more wallet-friendly price tag, you'd be hard-pushed to tell it apart from its bigger brother at first glance. For all that is good, the Black Widow isn't perfect. It's pretty close, but there are some things that may or may not leave a sour taste. The first is that the cable is fixed. While the Black Widow has routing channels along the back, that's only advantageous when you're at your desk. If you move between machines or travel with your gaming gear a lot, a removable cable would always be a huge help. The braided cable on the Black Widow is fairly long, and even with the included cable tie, it's still a bit of a mess if you try to pack it for a trip. Ultimately, the Black Widow is an absolute blast to use, both for gaming and just getting work done, and the clicking never gets tiresome. That this is a much more affordable Black Widow keyboard puts it within reach of more budgets, and that's never a bad thing. The other, perhaps more annoying omission is that there's no wrist rest as you get on the Black Widow Elite and the Black Widow Tournament Edition. Sure, you get a healthy price cut with this Black Widow over the others, but it's still a premium keyboard that costs over $100. Razer's wrist rest is very good, it's supportive and comfortable. But you'll be tasked with forking out an additional $20 to get one for this version of the Black Widow, which is a little disappointing. Coming at number 7. Razer Synosa Chroma. Anyone who's at all familiar with gaming hardware knows Razer's name, they're truly ubiquitous. With the Razer Synosa Chroma, Razer has delivered an entry-level membrane switch gaming keyboard that fully delivers on the RGB lighting that gamers crave and is one of the first to be spill-resistant. Over the years, Razer has essentially created the blueprint for what gaming keyboards look like today, and while a lot of its higher-end boards focus on having extra programmable keys and mechanical key switches, the Razer Synosa Chroma strips things back a little bit. Priced at $59.99, the Razer Synosa Chroma is an affordable and beautiful gaming keyboard that's free of a lot of the features that might turn newcomers off. It might not feature mechanical key switches, but its unique mesh switches feel smooth while still maintaining the actuation and anti-ghosting that gaming keyboards require. Aesthetics and RGB lighting are fun and all, but what makes or breaks any gaming keyboard is its performance in, well, games. This is where the lack of mechanical switches becomes the Razer Synosa Chroma's biggest and most glaring drawback. While this keyboard is great for general use and typing, it begins to show some cracks while gaming. The keys are responsive enough, and the key travel is a lot deeper than most other membrane boards, but you're simply not going to get the same quick response time as even an entry-level mechanical keyboard. And while it features 10-key rollover anti-ghosting, it's a far cry from the N-key tech that some higher-end keyboards feature, and some extremely high-intensity gaming sessions might suffer because of it. For the price, you'll have a hard time finding a keyboard that performs this well, while still being able to offer fully customizable keys and RGB lighting. Combined with the performance of the mesh membrane keys, the Razer Synosa Chroma has a low-profile, spill-resistant design that will make it welcome on any gamer's desk, regardless of how much or how little they're into gamer aesthetic. At number 6. Klim Chroma. The Klim Lightning is one of the best budget gaming keyboards you can buy. It has excellent build quality, great-feeling semi-mechanical keys, subtle RGB lighting, and a lengthy warranty. The Chroma, despite being a term more familiar to buyers of another brand, isn't, sadly, the same. It's entirely membrane, which is usually a turn-off for gamers. And while I can't really say that PC gamers on a budget should buy this keyboard, it still has a place. The Chroma, like most gaming-targeted keyboards, also has a healthy dose of backlighting. You get a full RGB setup with a number of profiles, and it looks really nice. The colors are vibrant without being overpowering, and it's not too bright either. Best of all for lighting fans is that there's no companion software required, everything is plug and play and operated from the keyboard. Where non-gamers will enjoy the Chroma is with the near-silent membrane keys. With a response time of 2 milliseconds, the Chroma is nimble enough to keep up with fast typers without making a racket. It also has anti-ghosting built in, and the keys are rated for a whopping 20 million clicks. In its own right, the Klim Chroma is a decent keyboard. If you're looking for something a little different to the bland, boring-looking keyboards you'll find in most offices, it's perfect. The RGB isn't overpowering, the keys are quiet and responsive, and it'll survive the inevitable coffee spill. But for who it's marketed at, gamers, it's not the one to get. The Klim Lightning is a phenomenal keyboard for gamers at the same price, and with semi-mechanical keys it's the one to go for. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. HyperX Puddin. HyperX came out with double-shot PBT keycaps for mechanical gaming keyboards in 2019. The HyperX double-shot PBT keycaps featured a translucent pudding dual-layer style to complement RGB-lit gaming keyboards. So, for around $25 you can improve the looks of your keyboard while enjoying the textured and oil-resistant double-shot PBT caps with legends that will not wear off. The HyperX double-shot PBT keycaps will work on all HyperX mechanical keyboards and most other brands using the standard bottom row. It seems HyperX wasn't happy with the original version, so for 2020 they have released a new Puddin keycap. The big difference is that they have received a new font. To be fair, the font on the original kit looked like rather generic keycaps, and these now are unique just to HyperX. It now seems that HyperX is able to develop all the key keyboard components, the keyboard, the HyperX switches and keycaps to ensure they have an edge over many of their competitors. The keycaps are still available in black or white and now feature the signature HyperX font. HyperX wanted a cleaner look and the new font does appear to be larger and sharper. Another difference we noticed was that the HyperX logo made it to the space bar, and the shift, caps lock and tab buttons now say what they do in text rather than with symbols. We tried out the new HyperX Puddin keycaps on our HyperX Alloy FPS RGB mechanical gaming keyboard. Switching the keys caps over was simple thanks to the included keycap puller tool, but it will take a hot minute to switch all of them over. The image above shows the original ABS plastic keys that came with the keyboard on the left side with two columns of the HyperX Puddin keycaps on the far right side. The difference is night and day, as you can see from the image above. If you want a brighter, more vibrant keyboard with the feel of a traditional PBT keycap, then these will deliver. The part number for our set of new 2020 black keycaps was HKCPXPBKUSG. It appears the set of 2019 keycaps was sold under part number HXSKBKC3. Just be sure that you get the right keycap set that you want. Coming in at number 4 of my list. Corsair K55. The Corsair K55 RGB gaming keyboard is a basic gaming keyboard. It uses rubber dome switches, which don't offer the same tactile feedback as mechanical switches found on most gaming keyboards. It's full size with 6 extra macro keys, and since each key is macro programmable, it can still be customized how you like. The keys are stable, but they feel heavy to type on, and it could get tiring using this keyboard. It has zone-lit RGB lighting if you want to use it in the dark, but you can't change the lighting on a per-key basis. It's a good keyboard for casual gamers, but it might disappoint some more serious gamers. Ordinary backlighting. Unlike the K68 RGB, it has a zone-lit backlight, and you can't customize the RGB lighting on each key. You can change the brightness settings between off, low, medium, and high directly on the keyboard itself. If you want a keyboard with individually lit keys and more customization options, check out the Razer Synosa Chroma. This keyboard has quite a few extra features. All keys are macro programmable, including the media keys, except the Windows key lock, which can be programmed to do one of 4 functions. Also, there are 6 dedicated macro keys on the left side. The Corsair iQ software offers a good amount of customization options for this keyboard. Each key is macro programmable, and you can change the RGB zone lighting through the software. Corsair claims this keyboard has onboard memory, but it didn't work for us. The Corsair K55 is decent for gaming. The rubber dome switches have a good amount of actuation force and pre-travel distance that might be too high for some serious gamers. It is zone-lit RGB lighting, each key is macro programmable, and there are also 6 extra macro keys. At number 3. Redragon K552. The Redragon K552 is a decent mechanical gaming keyboard with clicky tactile switches. Its compact tankless design is simple but functional, and its build quality can compete with keyboards twice its price. Unfortunately, the keyboard is pretty barebones when it comes to extra features, and the blue clicky switches may not be the best choice for quiet offices, but given its budget price, it's still a good option for those looking for a basic mechanical keyboard with admirable performance. The Redragon K55 has a great build quality. It's a mix of hard plastic and metal, and the keyboard feels heavy and robust, with no signs of flex. The keycaps are double-shot ABS, and the keys are stable, but the spacebar has a slight wobble to it. This keyboard has full RGB backlighting, unlike the near-identical Aukey KMG9. However, since there's no official software support at this time, customization is done on the keyboard itself. You can cycle through 18 lighting effects by holding the FN key and pressing Insert, Home, Page Up, Page Down, End, or Delete. Each of those keys have 3 presets that you can cycle through by pressing the desired key repeatedly. You can also individually customize each key by pressing the FN key and the tilde key, which will enable the keyboard's customization mode. From here on, you can cycle through different colors by pressing FN and the right arrow key. When you get to the desired color, press the key that you want to assign the color to, and then press FN and the tilde key again to exit the customization mode. This keyboard has very few features available. There are hotkeys for media control and a Windows key lock hotkey to prevent accidentally minimizing your game. The Redragon K552 is a decent gaming keyboard. The blue clicky switches are satisfying and responsive, but without software support, gamers won't be able to set macros or save profiles. The full RGB backlight is good for dark room gaming, just don't expect a full array of customization options. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Coming at number 2, NPET K10. The NPET K10 wired gaming keyboard champions the idea that a gaming keyboard doesn't need to cost a fortune to get the job done and offer some enjoyment too. This inexpensive wired gaming keyboard comes in a full-size build with a number keypad, RGB lighting effects behind a floating keycap design, media controls, and anti-ghosting keys. Of course, it lacks the kind of software customization options gamers usually love, but for the price, it could please the casual gamer and get you through the workday with a comfortable typing experience. Weighing just over 2 pounds, the K10 is a lightweight computer keyboard and easy to move if you feel like it. Even though it's nearly 17 inches long, the lack of a border reduces bulk and allows it to share desk space nicely. The stainless steel base gives it a solid feel contrasted by the airy, floating keys, which are easily removable with the provided key puller. It's light and easy to slide around on a desk, but I learned quickly to avoid that since the rubber feet left a streaky black residue, almost like a black crayon. The 6-foot USB cord is long enough to accommodate a more involved setup or reach farther in certain situations. While not a mechanical keyboard, NPET emphasizes how the experience of using the K10 is similar to the feel of a mechanical keyboard that doesn't require a full push of a key to engaging it. This results in a faster and more responsive experience overall. While most mechanical keyboards range between a 45 gram to 70 gram actuation force, or how hard you have to press down on a key to engage it, the K10 has a 55 gram actuation force, which is slightly lower than the average range for membrane keyboards, 60 grams to 80 grams. Another area where the K10 supposedly equals mechanical keyboards is the click rating. While it's rated for a 60 million click lifespan, most mechanical keyboards top out at 50 million clicks, though you can find 70 million click options. And the average membrane keyboard is supposed to last between 1 million generally, or up to 5 million to 10 million clicks in higher-end models. The NPET K10 is an appealing launching point for the casual gamer that doesn't want to shell out a lot of money toward a general-use gaming keyboard. You may want to upgrade in the future, but this keyboard offers enough of the familiar bells and whistles, RGB lighting effects, anti-ghosting keys, media shortcuts that more high-end keyboards offer and charge a premium for. And number 1. Redragon S101. Can't afford the Razer Huntsman Elite Gaming Keyboard? Then fall back on the Redragon S101 for its great keyboard and gaming mouse bundle. It's the ideal choice for someone on a budget. As far as membrane keyboards go, we were pretty impressed with the Redragon S101. The keys themselves have a nice feel to them, not mechanical, but certainly enough pushback that responds well to your fingers. At the same time, the keys have a rubbery feel to them, which helped prevent fingers from slipping. In fact, the mouse had a similar feeling to it that really helped with grip. Comparing it with the Logitech K400, we would definitely take the Redragon S101 for gaming, or even general use. Given the price you pay, the Redragon S101 keyboard uses seemingly high-quality build materials, including the gaming mouse itself. However, compare it with the Apple Magic Keyboard with numeric keypad, and it'll look cheap. You'll find multimedia keys in the top right and dedicated keys for email, home, searching, and so on. Since this is an LED backlit keyboard, you can alter the RGB lighting by holding FN and using the arrow keys. What it lacks is a good wrist rest. It's a bit longer along the bottom, but it isn't enough. The best way to gauge the value of the Redragon S101 was to compare it with the Razer Huntsman Elite gaming keyboard. After all, they're both touted as gaming keyboards. When it comes to performance, the Razer is clearly better. In the case of the Redragon S101, you're getting a good gaming keyboard bundled with a mouse, one with additional buttons. For those looking for a budget setup, this is the way to go and where you'll find the most value. We were delighted to use the Redragon S101 in a gaming environment. In most cases, it will exceed the price you pay, and that includes the gaming mouse too. It was also nice to have all those additional functions like multimedia playback and dedicated app keys. While a better wrist rest would have been better, it's priced so fairly you'll be able to buy something more comfortable. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.